Now, if you're traveling in the UK or Western Europe today, you might want to think twice before heading out the door. Snow and freezing temperatures are expected to cause widespread disruption. Many flights and train services have been cancelled, and drivers are being warned about traveling on icy roads.
Tens of thousands of people seeing scenes like this out of their window at the airport, perhaps. This was Charles de Gaulle on Sunday, 13 centimeters right on the ground there. We know 25,000 homes without power across France. Of course, gusty winds bringing power lines down, trees down. So, of course, you want to know what's going on out there. Airport closures and restrictions doesn't look like it just yet. We know out of areas, say, around Southampton, Cardiff, some of those regional airports in the UK, there were some closures. That was a couple of days ago. None expected for you on Monday. That's good news, but that really is where the good news comes to an end, because a lot of flights backed up. So from Berlin to Munich, some heavy snow showers going to cause long delays, upwards of 2.5 hours out of Berlin by the time we get to Monday afternoon and evening. And if you're watching us from Brussels, Frankfurt, headed out to London's one of their airports there, certainly likely delays possible there. In Paris, also seeing delays expected. We know they operated 40%, cutting their flights by 40% on Sunday. And this was the scene out of London's Heathrow Airport. They cut their flights by about 20%. But again, hundreds of cancellations across the board. We know 1,300 flights take flight out of here and also land here on a given daily basis. On Friday, we had over 400 cancellations. Saturday, over 100. Sunday, over 200. Expected to get over 100 more cancellations on Monday just because of all the flights now being slowed in progress.
Heavy snow and cold, wintry conditions continue to sweep across parts of Europe, with the promise of more to follow by weather forecasters. The snow-clearing machines were out in force at Paris's Charles de Gaulle and Orly airports. Airlines were severely affected, scrapping up to 40% of flights coming in and out. At Heathrow, the flight schedule has already been reduced to 250 fewer flights as it tries to cope with delays. But Heathrow Limited said that there might be 10% or more flights cut from Monday's schedule, depending on conditions at other European airports. UK weather forecaster the Met Office said more snow was on the way for Monday. Yellow ice warnings were issued for much of the country, and people have been advised to take care as snow turns to ice on the roads and pavement. The airports of Munich, Geneva and Frankfurt are also experiencing disruption, and severe traffic jams have built up as drivers slow down on slippery roads.
The snow has also caused havoc in the run-up to sporting fixtures. At White Hart Lane there were furrowed brows as decisions were made about the state of the pitch before the Spurs-Man U game. The snow started falling in the southeast during the morning and is slowly pushing northwards. On high ground, as much as 15 centimetres is expected. The big worry is the Monday morning rush hour, when many more cars will be on the roads and conditions are likely to be treacherous. The RAC have extra staff lined up to cope with the expected problems.
We recommend to monitor the local radio stations, listen for weather broadcasts and road conditions. Make a common sense decision on whether it's safe to drive. If there is snow and ice on the roads, then try and avoid any unnecessary journeys.
Roads that have seen no grit are already proving tricky to negotiate, and public transport is unlikely to escape unscathed. For many, it's almost a week since the snow started falling, and with more forecast, the end isn't in sight.